So a lot of people ask me how to lay cover for snakes, or where I find a lot of the objects that I'm flipping over to find snakes. And the answer to that is about 50% of the time it's under stuff that I find. So I'm going out and I'm looking for things that have toppled over, lifting them up, and you don't need to do any work other than find the spot. But the other half of the time, I'm going out and I am laying a lot of this cover out to find snakes. And so I figured, I haven't done one of these videos in a long time, but I do want to give some general tips on how to lay cover for snakes. All right, so tip number one is most important, and that is to hide your cover well. If you don't hide your cover well, odds are it's gonna get cleaned up, because in the eyes of everybody else in society, other than people that look for snakes, putting tin, boards, whatever out in the woods is littering. So obviously, whenever possible, what I like to do is I like to get permission from property owners, and you'd be surprised the answers you get. So get permission when you can, and regardless of if you have permission or not, don't put your cover somewhere where a lot of people are going to encounter it, because it's an eyesore. It's going to get scrapped, cleaned up. A lot of people like to collect tin and use it for other things. So hide it well. And tip number two is also very important. You want to put your cover next to some existing habitat feature that the snakes might already be using. Now, that's not a definitive rule, because obviously you can put boards out in the middle of a field or somewhere that doesn't have very many habitat features, and you might get snakes using it. It happens all the time. But for cover to produce faster, in my opinion, it's really good if you can put it next to something that you imagine snakes already use. And the last general tip that I'm gonna give is laying cover with a target species in mind. So obviously right here, I'm at a particular spot because I think a particular snake would like this habitat, and I'm gonna lay my cover in a way that that particular snake likes. For an example, a lot of the Lamprepelta species, so milk snakes and king snakes, they love layers. And cover boards don't need to be huge for Lamprepelta species. You don't need huge 4x8 pieces of plywood. Then again, if I were targeting rattlesnakes or you name it, I might go out and pick a different habitat area, somewhere maybe more open and sunny, and I would probably try to lay larger pieces of tin that have more space under them, because bigger snakes need more space. Small snakes like tight spaces. So those are your three tips that I'm gonna give as I lay cover today. Hope that's helpful for some of you that are just starting out with this sort of thing. For the rest of the day, I'm just gonna bop around, see what else I can find, and if I run into anything cool, I'm gonna let you guys know. All right guys, so check this out. I didn't think any snakes would be out today, but I was flipping through these and I started to notice lots of tree frogs and things. And then look down under the bottom layer. Got a worm snake and a ringneck. Huh, that's wild. It's like 45 degrees right now. And these are my first snakes in the United States this year. That's crazy. Did not expect stuff to be up, but it's a good sign for this weekend. All right, well, I'm gonna let this worm snake go. Take a little bit better of a look at the ringneck real quick. All right, well, I can't believe that. That's just awesome. It's like 40 something degrees and we're getting our first snakes of the year. I was really just checking this cover here just to see how it looked for next year, but we will take it. I'll let that guy get back to it. It's gonna be nice and warm tomorrow, so I'm not really too concerned about disturbing these guys. Ooh, there we go. Check it out. I believe this is a little squirrel tree frog hunkered down. That's pretty neat. Correct me if I'm wrong on that ID, but I think it's a little squirrel tree frog. Seems pretty cold, so I'm gonna put his roof back. You little buddy. All right guys, the video is about to take an absolute 180. So I got pretty carried away setting up flip sites today, and I didn't really get to poke around for snakes as much as I liked. It was cool that I kind of accidentally bumped into those two fossorial snakes, which is probably the most expected sight in terms of reptiles on a colder time of the year. But my friends Scott and Kevin are actually driving down to Georgia tomorrow, and I'm not that far from their house. So I'm gonna drive to them. We're gonna hop in the car at 3 a.m. I'm just gonna jump in with them, and I figured I might as well keep heading south because I'm pretty sick of winter and I wanna see some snakes.
That's probably it. We'll go ahead and stop on. If we see one
All right guys, so after waking up at like 3 a.m. and booking it down here, we've arrived in coastal Georgia, and I don't think I've ever actually been to coastal Georgia. So new habitat that I've never been to before, and we're gonna see if we can turn up some snakes. Hopefully the long drive from up north is worth it for me. It's probably a racer shed. I'm looking for my lifer. Oh, little racer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You got him?
Yeah.
I'm literally shaking right now.
Literally shaking.
Literally
shaking. Now guys, so pretty common snake. We've got a little black racer here, a southern black racer, being that we're down in Georgia. And we actually saw a bigger adult earlier that was coming out to bask, and it went down a hole. So we didn't really bother with trying to bother it too much. But this little guy is chilly. He was under a chunk of rock, just hanging out, waiting to warm up for the day. So we're just gonna take a quick look and get him back where he was. It's honestly a pretty dark racer for this age.
probably last year's baby.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't see a lot of individuals at that size. So
yeah,
it's always neat to see them like as they just start to like lose their individual patterning and kind of come.
Yeah, like look at the pattern on the neck. But
yeah,
the body's
it's like
black.
Still visible there.
All right, guys, pretty cool. Letting this guy go back into his old rubble pile here. It's neat. Just found another little racer, also flipped under a similar piece of cover. He's got some spunk to him though. Oh. All right, we've already seen this, so I'm gonna put him back. We'll go under right here. Right there. Okay, so it's on the crawl. Its head's near me. Its tail's over there. I can definitely get him. I'm not worried.
Okay.
He looks like he could be a little skinny. That's kind of a cool rat snake. All right, guys. Well, that's pretty sweet. This guy was just crawling out of some rocks. We're just looking for structure in the woods here that's getting some sun. And the snakes here, I imagine, aren't totally hibernating like they would up north, but they do need places to hunker down. So we're just seeing what pops out, and so far it's working. We've got this really nice, I think here it might be considered a greenish rat, but for all intents and purposes, I mean, this is like a yellow rat snake. The head is definitely the yellowest part about him. He's even got some orange pigment on it, but I wonder if it's like a result of old scarring or if it's, you can see some scarring around the eyes, so he's definitely like trying to cook up a bit of a shed, but generally like he's really healthy. So yeah, we're gonna take some pictures and then we're gonna put him right back where he was. All right, letting this rat snake go. He's finding a nice hole in the rocks, but he'll come back out in a little bit, I'm sure, and keep basking. So far, I'd say pretty worth it driving down here, getting to see some snakes, where alternatively, I'd probably be maybe not even able to find salamanders. It's pretty cold up north. All right, so I was walking by, we're re-walking some of the piles we walked earlier, and I saw a tiny little head shoot back, and it's actually this really pretty corn snake, but he is, he's in there. There's no chance we're gonna get him. We can see him better than you guys can, I promise, and he's like...
He's a smoker.
Yeah, he's like bright red. All right, we've got a garter snake right here. Oh, no, no! We're losing garters left and right. I don't know, dude. Maybe it is the same one because it just booked it to the other side.
Maybe.
Has it come to this? We're chasing garter snakes? No, not gonna hate on garter snakes. Garter snakes also look kind of cool further down in the south. They just look different place to place, so wouldn't mind getting one in hand, but definitely not going in this for it. All right, garter snake redemption with a black racer. You can see him, he's coiled up right there, just chilling out, basking. So we're just gonna leave him like that because, you know, we see a lot of these guys, especially when the season warms up, and hopefully we can find something else, like perhaps a corn snake. I'm still so mad. I'm mad that that thing was like red in the face, and that's sick. Okay, we were just giving Kevin crap because he hasn't found a snake yet. We just said Kevin might clutch up. He might clutch up. We're looking at this beautiful rock pile, and honestly, once we get a good look at that thing, we should like not disturb the rest of this. But without further ado, that is a big cane. Beautiful big cane break.
Weekend made.
Yeah, that's epic. Drive worth it now. It was already worth it, but that's sick.
Oh my god.
That is a beautiful cane break. Hell yeah. There's still a lot of like structure that we haven't checked yet too.
Yeah.
What was that, like maybe 3 minutes ago that we gave you crap and said Kev might clutch up with the big find?
We said
Hold
that,
up.
and then
He's flicking. He sees us.
Okay.
That's like what? Probably like a 3.5 foot snake.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely think that where there's one, there's a very good chance there'll be more.
Especially going into spring, you know, they start pairing up.
I mean, it looks like it's shed out already.
Yeah.
I think it's a male.
Probably at that size. It's gigantic. That's so cool. Nice job. Pretty epic. Drive worth it.
Yeah.
3 a.m. Love it. So we're taking some pictures of it as is, and we were gonna move this thing, you know, because we're really excited to see cane breaks like this. I definitely don't have cane breaks up where I'm from, so anytime I'm in the south it's exciting, but I think we might just opt to leave this one as is because it looks like its hole that it's overwintering in or just hanging out during the colder months is right there, and these guys have pretty sensitive sight affinity, so we're just gonna, once we move these branches, he's been pretty tolerant. And I mean, you can see, like, look at those beautiful chevrons, and like that is just a gorgeous, gorgeous snake. Absolute trip maker, and I think, you know, we'll do it the courtesy of leaving it right where it is, getting some pictures like that, because that's just pretty awesome. He's almost got that like blue eye orange head look that they get when you go a little further south.
This is my first Georgia cane. Yeah, first Georgia cane break.
Same.
First rattlesnake of the year being a cane break is rad, dude.
Right?
Normally it's an EDB or a dusky.
All right, guys, that is just absolutely freaking awesome. My plans this weekend spontaneously went from laying cover for snakes to driving down to Georgia and actually finding snakes. Side note, I just tried to put my backpack on. If you can tell what that is, that was directly in my back. So that's not fun, but cane break rattlesnakes are fun. And we're gonna keep hiking. We've got the whole rest of the day. It's what, probably like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock? 2. We've got probably like 2 more hours where we'd expect to see stuff. And then we can flip. Dude, Kevin's on fire.
Heavy clutch.
Kevin's killing it. He just grabbed something. I couldn't grab the camera because we needed more than one hand to get it out of the rocks. But we were just talking about how have we not found a king snake yet? Let me see that sucker.
Like 5 minutes ago. Oh, here's a king snake.
Dude, that is a big king. That is so freaking cool. We were just talking about how we hadn't seen a king snake yet today. And look at this thing, it's like brownish colored with like grainy white bands. Like, definitely a new area for king snakes for me. And it looks totally different than any that I've really seen elsewhere. And the yellowy too. That is a beautiful snake. Man, we're gonna grab some pictures, but we're having a killer day. Like, just absolutely killer. That thing is absolutely gorgeous, dude.
Yeah, he's pretty
It's
good
just
shape.
such like a bizarre looking, like, it looks like a Florida king or some sort of like weird, like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I can't place it. Like,
It looks different enough from like the normal Eastern king that you're like, I don't know if this is quite an Eastern king.
yeah.
It is, but also a little not.
Yeah, it's just like there's something different about it. And he's meaty and big. I mean,
Yeah, it's a healthy snake.
like, look at that. I mean, that is a
Beef boy. Oh,
Yeah.
that side bands look so nice.
yeah, like he's not like a ring king where they go down to the stomach. Jeez, Kevin. Last time I'm gonna make fun of you.
No, we gotta keep making fun of you.
Yeah,
That's
Dude,
how
you can't find
You
anything.
keep getting the results that way.
Yeah. Kevin, this is a garbage king snake, dude.
yeah, find
This
a-
is the best you can do. Come on, man.
Dude, that is like... That's so cool. Love it.
Let's pose him up. With the phone.
Phone photo man.
Phone photo man, dude.
Oh yeah.
That's it. Kingsnake going back. Sunlight is super harsh right now, so it's like, you know how it is. It's hard to get a good shot of him. Oh, he's going into a different hole now. Yeah, that's like, that rock is where the back of his coil was.
Yeah, I saw like this much of it, like that.
I can't more confidently say how good of a decision it was to do an absurd amount of driving this weekend and come down here. It's pretty sick. Lots of snakes out. Got the best stuff that we wanted to see today, so it's pretty epic. Sometimes you just gotta lean into being impulsive and make potentially poor decisions, but sometimes it pays off. I'm just upping my lead over here and you're ignoring me?
Racer?
Heck yeah, it's a racer. I thought, just maybe, I heard him. Come on, keep going. Meow. Meow. Wow, he's like ready to swing rather than...
Well, yeah, he's fine there.
Alright guys, well it seems like structure is definitely the play today. Almost every snake we've seen has been in rocks of some sort. So we've been mapping rocks and we left the last spot we were at. We're just kind of hopping around looking for places like this, near water too. And we don't really care what we find at this point, we just want to see something. So just walking around, let you guys know what we run into. Interesting. Man, this looks pretty snaky right here. I don't see anything, but looks like a pretty good place to see a king snake or something like that. And then of course cottonmouths and, you know, water snakes, common things. Ah, that was worth a shot. Alright guys, so I did not bring a video light because I didn't expect to be filming at all in dark, I guess. So I'm using this street light right here at our campground to do an outro to this video. So yeah, the rest of the day was kind of a wash. We tried a couple different things and none of it really worked, but that's okay because how can you complain after a day like today with a cane brake, king snake, corn snake, rat snake, and lots of other stuff. So yeah, right now we're hitting it, we're lighting a fire and gonna relax for the night and kick it off tomorrow, which will be next week's video. So if you made it this far, thanks for watching. I will catch you guys in the next one.